Ian Harrison, Ironman, up and down day for the team. Let's start with Chase and that first moto. Incredible ride, great pace. It really looked like today was trending in an amazing direction, but that first moto ride was, brilliant.
Yeah, it was a great first moto. It was an exciting race to watch. All three of those guys battle up there, and when they're going that speed, to be able to crunch out a little bit more was impressive. It was nice to see them fight for position, and just nice to be a spectator. Great race, yeah.
I'm curious actually, as a spectator watching Chase closely, do you see anything in the first moto with his bike that you're like, that needs to be fixed, that doesn't look great? Are you watching that closely?
I try to, but you know, these guys are so good, and they're so much better than whatever I could do on a bike, that it's hard to see things, you know. But you generally can see, like, exiting a corner or entering a corner. You know Chase's comments and his trends, so that kind of stuff comes to mind. But overall, it was hard to say anything. I mean, both him, the bike, the riders out there, they were sending it. It was a good race.
Yeah, that little tussle with Jet on the start straight. It was just nice to see two guys, full commitment and not giving an inch. I feel like as a sport, maybe we've lost that a little bit. Like, it was nice to see.
Yeah, I think just drag racing like that, if you're ahead, you turn in. You know, you don't know where the other guy is. You're not going to turn around and look for him. So, you know, sometimes guys touch or whatever the case may be. But I think that was just good old-fashioned racing. Nothing wrong there.
And then second moto, I'm still not quite sure what happened. Do you have any idea what the root of the problem was and where we ended up?
I do, but I would prefer to talk to Chase about it first.
Yeah, I'm guessing he took off quite quickly.
Yes.
Well, maybe you don't want to answer this, but from what I saw in the video, it looked like in the air, the front wheel had already locked up. So is it even possible for there to be a hole on the takeoff that's so abrupt that it can cause that? I mean, I too am a mechanical idiot.
Yeah,
so.
No, unfortunately, I was watching the TV screen. I was trying to read off the lap times when they came across it, so I didn't see him until he had hit the ground.
Yeah.
So, but I've heard the same thing from other people, but we are still trying to figure it out. But I can tell you this, it was nothing to do with a mechanic or anything like that. This is most probably debris from the track, something like that.
Have you had instances like this before? Like, can you think of something similar?
Yes. Actually, last year in practice on that same jump.
Oh. The
rear brake jammed up.
Oh, so there's some sort of trend with the track here that puts a toll on the bike in that section. It
seems like it. So, yeah, we thought we had it covered, but perhaps we need to do more.
Moving on from Chase to Tom. A solid day for Tom, and I'm curious for your take on this as well. Tom's a two-time world champion. That sets the bar extremely high. His results in Pro Motocross all along have been good, but I don't think we've ever quite seen the Tom Vial that I know exists. Would you agree? Like, I feel like there's still just a smidge more in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can't take anything away from Deegan or from Shimoda. They were just on another level today. I think, like you say, Tom has won 2 world titles. He knows how to do it. But these guys who race here in the short series with, you know, a little bit of time to warm up in practice and get going and everything, and the heat and a lot of things, they make it tough for somebody coming from Europe to compete and to be at their best right away. So, you know, that said, Tom crashing at the previous race, or actually 2 races ago, and then sitting out of Washougal and coming back today, I was really happy with these results. I was happy with his riding. He looked good all day. He looked in control, and yeah, he was the 3rd best guy today.
Pitt has been quite outspoken about the American season being too long. What's your take on it? I actually got a new perspective from a rider today that at this point in the year previously they would just be so deep in outdoors that it's quite a relief on their body to switch to SMX testing just because it's a slightly lighter load. So that was a positive look, but what's your take as someone who lives this?
I think we have to take a good long hard look at it. I'm not sure what the best solution is, because riders, I feel like, do need a break, but then they end up getting you know, contracted to go race these other supercross track races all over the world, and I get that those races are not as intense. They're not riding for their contract. It doesn't have all this money on the line, you know. So I get that part of it, but to find the balance, I don't know how we do that exactly. I remember, you know, back in the 90s, I mean, we would do a bunch of supercrosses in the off season, and even in Europe, when we were doing the World Championship, we would do 4 or 5 races in Europe, and then a couple in Japan. So it's for sure we need to take a good hard look at it and see what's best for the teams, for longevity, you know, for riders, for mechanics, for the crew, you know. Yeah, we need to figure that out, because pretty much in December you start up again.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Switching gears, your team, to be honest, I have no idea what's happening with your team for 2026. Are you clear on a vision of where you're heading?
I have a great vision, Lewis.
Does it look good?
Well,
care to share?
I got to be optimistic, right? No, I'm going to keep you hanging for a few more weeks.
Are we close to you getting everything finalised at least?
I think so.
Because from what I hear, I imagine your job's quite stressful at the minute.
Yeah, you could say stressful or exciting.
Do you remember a silly season like this?
Yeah, I would say in one crazy story for you was in 2004 when Roger signed Ricky.
Yep.
And it was like this big secret deal, and I want to say it was in Pontiac or Detroit, I can't remember, but it was up there in Michigan. And they signed the deal and everything, and they get into the elevator and someone says to Roger, "Hey, congrats on signing the deal." And we like, or I wasn't with Roger, but Roger's like, "How do these people even know? You know, this was just a few minutes ago." But that was a pretty crazy season to keep that under wraps and work through some of the things. Yeah, there's been a couple of them. Yeah, I'd say.
Final question, and this is off the wall.
Yeah.
You never would have had this question before.
All right.
You say you don't want to comment on what happened today until you've spoken to Chase.
Yeah.
I feel like this sport needs to get better, where at some point, Tuesday, Wednesday, there is some sort of statement, as vague as it may be, explaining the goings on. Obviously, the team press release does a vague job. Do you think we're ever going to get to that point? Because we are still behind the times as far as secrets and stuff. Obviously, completely understandable that you need to talk to Chase first.
Right. You know, that's also a tough one, Lewis, because, you know, if you compared it to, let's say, Formula One or MotoGP, they don't sell a MotoGP bike. They don't sell a Formula One car. We sell motorcycles, you know. So it's tough to, some things you just got to be careful, you know, on how things get out there and what happens, and and we ride very production-based motorcycles, really, you know. Other than the suspension and some really trick hardware in the engine, the rest of it is production. You know, you're talking, you know, frames and engine cases and cylinder and all kinds of things. So, you know, what we learn, sometimes we have to pass through R&D and get it fixed and looked at. But that's how the ball rolls right now.
Can I do a bonus question? We've gone long.
Hey,
This is a quick one.
All right, go for it.
Can you at least confirm 2 250s and 2 450s next year, or 3 450s and 1 250?
I cannot confirm that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're excited for the vision.
I'm excited for the vision.